You're welcome to another edition of Import Export Platform Facebook Live from 3 Team Trade Academy. We'll continue our conversation on the Nigerian state at billionaires in dollars. And this morning I'm moving back to the southern part of the country. And my searchlight this morning is on Cross River State. And the capital of Cross River is Calabar. The current governor is Ben Ayade. And I'm hoping that this message will get to him, while commending what he has done so far with some new initiative in that state. I think this also will be of help. Like I often say, most of the way government try to grow the economy of their state is simply by doing what I call side hustle. Side hustle will not give you the result you are looking for. By side hustle, you are creating jobs. By side hustle, you are empowering your people. But with side hustle, the state government do not make money. So I think it should be side hustle on one hand to help your people, and then deliberate effort on the other hand to generate income for the state. So at the end of the day, it becomes an holistic approach, not just helping the people of the state while the government is unable to pay salary, or the government is dependent on Abuja to pay salary. And that's what I would like to tell the governor, our governor this morning, particularly the governor of Cross River State. Cross River State is also a richly blessed state located in the Niger Delta region, south-south area of Nigeria. It shares boundary with the Republic of Cameroon in the east, Benue in the north, Abia and Anambra State in the west, Ebonyi State in the north, Ebonyi State in the northwest, and Akwa Ibom in the south. Akwa Ibom in the south. Cross River State is Nigeria's premier tourism destination. Hotel and restaurant sector account for 5.9% of the state GDP. The state's month-long Christmas festival and carnival in December is successfully attracting large number of local and foreign investors to the destination. They are mainly agriculture and fishing as occupation, and it has 18 local government. The local government like Abi have salt, limestone, palm produce, cassava, poultry, maize, fruits, vegetable, rice. A local government like Akampa has limestone, coal, manganese, gold, quartz, glass, tourmaline, timber, palm produce, poultry, fruits, vegetable, rubber, raffia palm, petroleum gas, that's akpabuyo, petroleum and natural gas, palm produce, cassava, palm timber, raffia palm timber, kola nut, bakassi, petroleum kaolin, fishery, raffia, forestry, beni seed. So they actually have sesame seed, but not in all part of the state. Bekwara, maize, cassava, groundnut, palm produce, yam, beni seed. Bears, tin ore, you're welcome on that. Cassava, tin ore, fruits, vegetable, plantain, banana, timber, raffia palm. Boki local government, mica, illuminate, plantain, banana, fruits, vegetable, livestock, palm produce, raffia, cocoa, poultry, forestry, cane, rope, coffee. Calabar Municipal, sharp sand, limestone, clay, raffia, cassava, palm produce, rubber, vegetable. Calabar South, sharp sand, clay, vegetable, cassava, palm produce, raffia palm. Etung, salt, plantain, banana, cocoa, fruits, timber, forestry, palm produce, livestock, cassava, cane, ropes. Quartz. Ecom, quartz and glass sand, plantain, banana, cocoa, fruits, rubber, maize, coffee, palm produce, urban liquor, talc, mica, granite, maize, poultry, livestock, timber, forestry, palm produce, yam, Benicy, granite. You know, what I'm saying about this state is a blend of some things from the north and some things from the south. And I think that's commendable. That's great. A blend. A blend. A blend. A blend become extremely important and extremely great. A blend become extremely important and extremely great. A blend is so important. A very good blend is going to help. A very good blend is going to help in the growth of the state. So for me, in the South, I think Cross River is at a greater advantage than even other people that depend only on oil. Let me check the economy of this state. How much are they making? How much are they owing? By the way, there was a time I can't see the budget, but I know 2 years ago the budget. Let me try to see if I can just search now. The budget of Cross River State was $1 trillion. 2008 budget of Cross River State was $1 trillion. It made the news. And I'm wondering why the state governor, 1.3 trillion then. 1.3 trillion. 1.3 trillion. You know, when I saw it, I was wondering. And 2009 budget is 1.04 trillion. 2019 budget, 1.04 trillion. It came down a little. 1.04 trillion. 2019 budget for Cross River State. So the question we should ask ourselves is, what was the income of Cross River State last year? 54 billion. So my question is, on what basis is this governor and they are owing over 200 billion in the bid to meet that budget? In the bid to meet that budget, the state is making about 54 billion. Good enough. About 30% of the budget is generated in the state, which for me is thumbs up. Cross River State, thumbs up. More than 30% of the income is generated from the state. That very few states in Nigeria have that. But my own issue with this state is, whereas it's generating good income on one hand, but on the other hand, I think is esteeming itself more than it should be. This state is generating less than 100 billion, but it's having a budget that is more than times 20. What? More than times 20 of the income. Who does that? Who does that? That is, if you are going to, I believe in your dream, but it should be stepwise. That's why they are having a debt of over 200 billion. Over 200 billion. And this state is richly blessed. I know the state recently launched a garment factory, and I want to challenge Godno Benayade. Don't just launch the garment factory. Buy that garment from the factory and export as a state government. Set up structure abroad. Use the benefit of AGOA and ship those garments to the US. Don't just create, most of our government do side hustle. Enough of side hustle. Creating job for your people without generating income for the side hustle. Don't depend on tax the people we pay. It's not a sustainable model. You don't have so much control around it. There's a lot of corruption, so many issues that will not make it to get all the benefit. I'm not saying you should stop it. I believe in the genus of the ant. I don't believe in the tyranny of the all. We say you should either do this or this. No, I believe in the genus of the ant, in which you do this and this. You do this and this. So there should be combination of both. It should be combination of both. It should be combination of those. If it is not a combination of both, that will not be good. But the beauty also of export is that it creates jobs. Export create jobs. Export create jobs. So Governor Ben Ayade, kudos to you for the garment factory. And I think there's also a rice factory. Let me check. I think there are some factories. I think there's a rice factory. I think there's a rice factory in Cross River. I know of the garment factory. Okay. Toothpick factory. Let me just Google factories in River State. Factories in River State. Factories in Rivers. So I know the state governor is doing a lot, and I commend it. I just have issue with the bogus budget every year. It just for me, it just not. It doesn't make sense. Bogus budget every year is not. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. I'm using Cross River. Sorry, I'm using River instead of Cross River. Factories in Cross River State. Let's check. Yes, there's a garment factory. Garment factory. Garment factory. Let me check the others. You know, if our governor can just have the vision that I've created job for the people. How about the market? Not just to start selling your state. Not just to sell in your state. Are they selling outside the state? They're selling in Nigeria, right? I'm saying, look, create factories, empower your people to earn income, but let it be a product that can be exported. Then the government should set up an SPV, hire professionals to drive that SPV, setting up branches abroad, and using either partnership or investment mode to as their export market entry strategy to enter the export market. So from the garment factory to the toothpick factory to the rice factory, all these factories in this state should be designed with the sole purpose of ensuring that at the end of the day there is a market for them. Now, I'm not just looking for market for them to bring money into the pocket of the state governor. State governor, stop doing side hustle. What is side hustle? Side hustle is what you do when you create a factory, create a business, create an industry, create a sector to empower your people and only waiting to get money from them only through tax. When you are waiting to get money from that factory only through tax, that is called side hustle. It's called government side hustle. Because the government itself needs to survive. The government itself needs to pay salary. The government itself needs to grow. How will the government do that? By basically ensuring that the government is self-sustaining by creating businesses that generate income. The government is exporting, but through a proxy. The government is exporting, but through a proxy. The government is exporting, but through a proxy. Now I'm going back. I'm going back to my my design. We are using palm oil also for this state. Good enough. Cross River State have a very large landmass. Good enough. Cross River State have a reasonable large landmass. About 773,000 hectares. Even though very small compared to Borno State. About 773,000 hectares. If this state used 50% of its landmass to cultivate palm oil, palm kernel, or palm produce, he would generate about 6,900 tons of palm produce, because the yield is about 18 metric tons per hectare. If he is using this to process into palm oil, at a yield of about 19%, he's going to generate 1.3 million metric tons of palm oil. To farm agric palm produce, he needs about 7.94 billion. At this rate, the farmer generates a profit of about 30%. If he's processing the 1.3 million metric ton of palm oil, to process the 6.9 million metric ton of palm produce to 1.3 metric ton of palm oil, he will do it at the cost of about 39 billion naira. 39 billion naira is the cost at the rate of 30,000 naira per metric ton to process a metric ton of palm oil. Now, the about 8 billion for processing, plus about 40 billion for 8 billion for planting, plus about 40 billion for processing, plus about 52 billion for export. Export is at the cost of 40,000 per metric ton. That's 52 billion for export. That comes to about 100 billion altogether. 100 billion altogether. 100 billion altogether. Now, if we sell the palm oil, which is 1.3 million metric ton, at the rate of $500 per metric ton, we are going to generate about $661 million. Convert that to naira at 360 is 238 billion naira. If you remove the cost of planting, processing, and export of palm oil from the 238, you get 137 billion naira. That is more than ×2 of what the state is generating currently from the taxes it's collecting in the state. If the IGR of the state is about 17 billion plus 137 billion, that's about 155 billion. 155 billion is a lot of money for this state. 155 billion is a lot of money for this state. A lot of money. A lot of money. A lot of money. Sorry. Sorry, I'm trying to correct one of my charts. Yep. So what I'm trying to say in essence is that this state called what's the name? Cross River. I was there. I think I've been there once or twice. This state is a great state. I love the vision of the leader. I love the vision. I'm just pleading and appealing not to do side hustle, but to go in and make the money from this. So create a market, buy off your people. You know, a number of governments around the world, this is what they do. Their farmers never lack because they're always buying and storing and exporting as a government. They buy, store, and export as a government. They buy, store, and export as a government. And with AFCFTA, opportunity galore for our state governors. Just forming alliance with other government, state, regional, provinces, and government of Africa, different African countries, forming an alliance with them and telling them your vision and what you want to do. And I can assure you, because of the excitement in the air regarding AFCFTA, you will succeed. So for me, I think Governor Ben Ayade is on the right track. I think it should be commended. I think it should be encouraged. But I also feel Governor Ben Ayade should go beyond side hustle of creating the job for the people, which is very good and very great, but not generating the income. Create the job, create the market, generate income. Create the job, create the market, generate income. Create the job for your people. Create the market by exporting what they produce and use the market export of what they produce to generate income for the state. So, number one, empowerment of your youth to be able to create job for them. Number two, creation of an SPV to be able to buy off what they produce. Number three, exporting of the product to be able to generate income. So I'm saying, don't stop at the first level of creating job. Move on to the second level of creating a company that will export and earn. You know, if you do this, your people will work 24 hours. By the way, there's no reason why Nigeria should be going to sleep. Everybody should not be going to sleep at the same time. We cannot have an economy growing at less than 3% and we're all going to sleep at the same time. It's unwise. How do you grow your economy if everybody is going to sleep at the same time? Who grow economy that way? Number one, we want to grow our economy. We are desperate to grow our economy. So we need to increase our productivity. Number two, we have a lot of population that are unemployed. So why are we all going to sleep at the same time? No. Going to sleep at the same time is a very, very wrong way to live. We cannot go to sleep at the same time. We must, as a matter of necessity, be working in the night. Create the economy of the night season. Nigerian state governors, create the economy of the night season by getting your people to work round the clock. By getting your people to work round the clock. By getting your people to work round the clock. When your people work round the clock, you know what it does for you? You increase the productivity of the state. You increase the income of the state. You increase the earning of the state. And that's my objective. My objective of doing this is to support our state governors with the right set of information that will make the state governors to ensure that at the end of the day, they are able to generate a lot of income from their state. Nigerian state are billionaires in dollars. Nigerian state have only refused to take advantage of what it has as an opportunity. Nigerian state are billionaires in dollars. I dare say that Nigerian state are billionaires in dollars. I dare say that Nigerian state are billionaires in dollars. Nigerian state have everything it needs to survive, but unfortunately, Nigerian state has not been able to survive. Why? Because of the handlers of the economy. Because the handlers of the economy have not been able to live up to their expectation. They are not creating jobs for their people. They are not exporting what the people are selling. They are not creating market for their people. They are only relying on tax. You only tax people for what is able to produce and earn. If it's not able to produce and earn, there is nothing to tax. Nigerian state, please, can we begin to do something serious? Nigerian state, please, can we begin to do something more serious? Nigerian state, please, can we begin to do something more serious? Let me now go to different other areas of the state. I'm looking now at other things these state governors have in their state with which they can create wealth, but they probably do not even realize it. I've only used palm oil for this state, but there is fruits in this state, there is cassava in this state, there is many other opportunities in this state actually that this state can use to generate so many income. But you know what? This state have not lived up to its expectation. This state has not lived up to its expectation. This state has not lived up to its expectation. Even though I commend the effort because the state has tried. Palm oil. If the state take up the palm oil, here are the places the state can sell. If Cross River State, Calabar, take up this issue of palm oil, they can sell to China. They can sell to Pakistan. They can sell to Netherlands. They can sell to Egypt, Italy. They can sell to Germany. They can sell to a number of organizations in different countries. But what excites me is the amount of sale we can do in Africa. That sale is about 5 billion. Africa import palm oil worth $5 billion. Africa import palm oil worth $5 billion. Africa import palm oil worth $5 billion. What that basically is telling me is that Africa is a big market waiting to be explored under the African Continental Free Trade Agreement for Nigeria. Africa is a big market waiting to be explored under the African Continental Free Trade Agreement of Nigeria. Africa the world is waiting. The world is waiting. The other African nations are waiting. Nigerian states are billionaires in dollars. Nigerian states have not lived up to expectation. And that's why we're having this conversation today. Another thing this state can do is banana. Banana and plantain are planting in Cross River State. Who are those that the state can sell this banana to? By the way, this banana is a $13.7 billion market. This banana is a $13.7 billion market. And over $700 million can be sold within the Nigeria this program. So other this in the export of this project, this export project, Nigeria can share from the $783 billion. Nigeria can share from the $783 billion by exporting within Africa. And if you want to export outside Africa, 19% of the market is waiting for you in the United States, 8.1% waiting for me in Germany and in Belgium, 5.5% waiting for you in Netherlands, 5.6% waiting for you in Japan, 3.3% waiting for you in France, 3.7% waiting for you in China, and about 5% waiting for you right there in the United Kingdom. Another thing very common in this state, do you know, is vegetable. Frozen vegetable. Frozen vegetable is a big market. Do you know that this market is actually about 6.34 billion? This market is actually about 6.34 billion. About $100 million of that is within Africa. But who are the major markets you can export frozen vegetable to? United Kingdom, Germany, France. United States is taking over 16%. So you can export up to 16%. You can export to United States, which take up to 16%. That means you have a huge market in United States and a huge market in Japan. Two major markets for frozen vegetable, United States and Japan. The remaining market are in Europe. You find them in Germany, you find them in France, you find them in Belgium, you find them in United Kingdom, you find them in Italy, and you find them in Russia and in Netherlands. How about Japan? How about Australia? These are the markets. Now, another product that is very interesting, you know, out of all the states, most part of Nigeria, the places that produce cocoa is actually mainly southwest. But fortunately, Cross River State is also a cocoa producing state. That's why I said the state is richly blessed. It has a lot of things to pick up from the north and a lot to pick up from the south, and they are combined, just like Benue. They are combined together. This market is $9.3 billion. This market is $9.3 billion. And the buyers are mainly Netherlands, 25%, United States, 13%, Germany, 10%, Malaysia, 7%, Indonesia, 4.3%, Indonesia, 4.9%, Germany 10%, Belgium 8.4%, France 4.1%, Italy 3.1%, Spain 3.1%. 3.1%. The next one is cassava. Cassava, either fresh or dry, is $1.58 billion. 75% of export of cassava is done by Thailand. Thailand is second to Nigeria in production. 75% of export of cassava, fresh and dry, in the world is done by Thailand. 87% of 87% of purchase of cassava in the world is purchased by China. And Thailand is a neighbor to China. Thailand is a neighbor. The last time I visited China, I actually went from Ethiopia to Thailand, from Thailand to China. Just about 3-4 hours to China. And they are doing big business, over $1 billion. So I have no other country to mention. I have no other country to mention. I have no other country to mention. The only country I'll mention, the only country I'll mention is China, because China is taking the lead. 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 Because China is taking the lead in the buyer. Sorry, I'm trying to quickly do something. All right, as I round off, let's look at other states, other local government in Cross River and what they produce. I'm impressed. I'm very impressed with Cross River State, generating more than 30%. Very impressed. That is commendable. That is very commendable. But we should again take advantage of other things you find in Ogoja, what you find in Yako, Odupami, Yala, Obudu, Obubra. All these other places, they have a lot of fruits, a lot of vegetable, lead, zinc, tin ore. They are all available in Cross River State. And I will employ Cross River State Governor Ben Ayade to continue the good work, but don't continue doing side hustle. Start deliberately generating income by buying off what your people produce and exporting them to the export market. See you in the evening by 5 p.m. Bye for now.